What's his name? That famous preacher. T.D. Jakes. He's so famous, you just say famous preacher and you know it's T.D. Jakes. Yeah, no, he was talking about communication because he has a new book about communication. And he was making so many valiant points, man. And I'm making my goal to be able to speak better than T.D. Jakes. But that's a big goal because T.D. Jakes can speak. And when he be speaking, they be like, ooh, you know. But he was talking about, he said something about, you know, we don't have a communication problem, right? What we have is a listening problem. And the way you get to become a better communicator is that you have to become a better listener, because imagine if you took somebody's hearing away, then it's going to have an effect on their speech, because we learn how to speak by listening so that there's a connection. And most people are not listening in order to communicate better. While they're hearing or so-calledly listening, they're strategizing so they can go on the offensive for when they speak. So communication is a lost art, and the greatest leaders in the world are communicators. More things have been won by the tongue than by the sword. More things in the world have been changed simply by being able to communicate. So if you can learn to become a better communicator, you're going to find increase in your life. And a lot of people are timid and shy and don't have the confidence to be able to speak, to announce yourself, to anoint yourself when you walk in a room, or don't know how to stop, take subtle pauses, and make sure that they hit on certain key points so that it's understood as important. See, the pregnant pause is important. Connecting to the people on the other side, you have to be able to speak so that you can move the emotions of the people so that it becomes steeped in the long term, so that you can rile up the spirit.
What's going on, everybody? That was actually a dope video by 19 Keys. He's somebody that I watch a few of his videos, and I gain a lot of information off of him. So if you on Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, you know, any one of those, you should probably follow him and check out some of his information. You know, we're all different, but I seem to like it. But a lot of things reached out to me when it comes to communication. And I had a few people ask me, like, why do you call yourself Coach JD? Are you a life coach? And no, I'm not a life coach. I actually coach youth football and high school football. And I actually started coaching youth football at the tiny mite level, which is a whole bunch of 5-year-olds. And I actually went up every level until high school, where I'm currently at now. Now that's where communication with me takes such effect. When you have to start off explaining a play to a 5-year-old, and a lot of times, most of the 5-year-olds don't know numbers, you know, can't spell, you know, can barely tie their shoe. You have to really be in your bag when it comes to communication for them to understand the play, for them to understand if they're on offense, they're on defense. You know, it's just a lot that goes into it, right? So some of the things that he was saying about making sure that you hit those key points and making sure you're just not talking and they're actually understanding what you're saying. In some aspects, that's what makes you a great communicator. Now, to all my football coaches out there, you should check out this video because it's very important in what we do. It's a little bit easier when you get to the high school level to explain a play or whatever it is that you're trying to teach them, because they're a little bit older than they are on the youth level. But you still have to make sure they're understanding it. And when you deal with teenagers, a lot of times they're listening just to respond. and you have to make sure that they're listening to understand, because you can teach them a play and they can run it 1,000 times, you know, but when they know what they're doing mentally as well as physically, that's when the magic starts, you know. And that's just with anybody. I mean, if I'm guessing compared to if I know something, I'm gonna be more confident when I do it, right? So make sure you guys really check out this video. It's a lot of key points. When it comes to me being a football coach, it made a lot of sense. And coming into this next season, I'm gonna use a lot of this advice. So, man, just thank you guys for listening to me. Make sure you subscribe. Once again, this is Coach JD. Holla.